Hello and welcome to the HandUp Profiles training video. In today's video, we'll be going over a profiles overview and getting started. How do you promote your profiles, what donors want and what makes them give, goal fulfillment and spending, and sending updates to your donors. Here is an example of a profile. This is Brian. You can see his goal is at the top. It says he's fundraising for tools so he can be equipped for work. He has a goal of $200 and so far he's raised $110. You can see there's a big donate button so that community members can contribute towards his goal easily. Under his photo you can see that it tells his story, a little bit about him, his situation and why he's fundraising on HandUp and what it will mean for him if he's able to get a new set of tools. You can also see that donors are able to send him kind messages and words of support and create a dialogue with the member. So getting started, there's a few things you're going to want to identify and just some key steps we recommend. First, you'll want to identify your members. Members are what we call our clients on HandUp. So you're going to want to identify someone you can keep in contact with easily so that when they do meet their goal, you can easily continue the process and get in touch with them. And then someone who's okay with sharing their story publicly. Once you've identified your members, you're going to work with them to identify SMART goals. So I'm sure you've all heard of this. This is something that's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So really important to be really specific. This is a great example here of Melissa. You can see her goal is to raise money for her GED so she can get back into college. In the bottom, there's a description. It says the GED tests are $38 each and there's 4 of them. And if I could get these tests done, I could go back to college and pursue a career. So this is something really specific. There's 4 tests, there's $38 each. Really realistic goal for her and something she can complete in a timely manner. So this is a really great example of something that will fundraise really quickly on HandUp. So next is covering the release waiver. So it's really important to let them know what they're signing up for and what it means to have a profile on HandUp. And what it means is really that their profile will be live on the internet, on our website, and it may be promoted on social media, either your organizations or on HandUps. So you'll print and sign the waiver before you activate their profile. One thing to note is we do really respect your client's privacy and understand that not everyone wants their face and name out there in this manner. So they can use an alias name or alternative photo for the public profile. So you can see this example of Jerry. He didn't want to show his face, so he has a photo that's very backlit, so you can't see his face. Totally acceptable. So you might be wondering, how do donors learn about your members? There's 3 main ways. Really, number 1 is through the member themselves. Oftentimes they're going to let their individual supporters or their existing networks know that they have this profile and try to get support on their own. Our partners or you, your organization, we really encourage you to do direct outreach to your donors and volunteers via your social media or your email newsletters, and even reaching out to any corporate and foundation partners that this might be appealing to. And then HandUp, of course, we work really hard to build our donor community and social media channels. There is a chance to be discovered through various marketing and press that we're doing and on our social media and email newsletters. So next we're going to cover what donors want or what gets them to give. So first is human connection. Donors really want to get to know your clients. A lot of people come to HandUp just to learn about other people's stories and kind of get in their shoes. Donors give to people that they can relate to. So we really encourage you to make it personal, share unique details like where that person's from or what past jobs they might have worked at. You'll be really surprised what donors latch onto. So this is a donor, Sherry. She donated $50 to Julianne. It says, Julianne, I put myself through school and sometimes it was very, very hard, but hang in there. What's not shown here is that Julianne is fundraising for school supplies because she's putting herself through school on her own as a single mother. So that's, the donor connected to that situation and made a donation based on that. The next thing they're looking for is transparency. So donors want to know where their money is going. Why do your clients need help? What steps are they already taking in the program? How will their contribution make a difference? So just being really transparent and clear about how their money is going to be spent. So this is Jason. He's fundraising to pay off his past due registration. It says, paying off my past due registration tickets will help me get my driver's license back, which will help me tremendously with securing a higher paying job within the union. So it's really specific. We're going to be spending the money on these past due registration tickets. So it's really clear, and donors really love that clear transparency. So this next one might be really obvious, but donors want to give where they can see an impact. Donors like to see their funds in action, and we really encourage you to show the impact through photos and being specific in your updates. This is an update from Milton. He's fundraising for a laptop for school. In his update, he says he's going to be able to use the computer in his classes next week, and there's a photo of him with the laptop. So really great update. The next thing donors are looking for is consistency. So it's really important that their ask matches across the rest of the profile. So you'll see this portion outlined in red is the ask, and that often changes as you change the goal, but the rest of the profile stays the same. So making sure the rest of the profile is still kept up to date, even if you change the goal. Any updates sent should match what was written in the profile. And any spending that's made once they meet the goal should be consistent with what they asked for. And that brings us to what happens when they meet their goal. So fulfilling the goal. One thing is that your org is in charge of making purchases on behalf of the members. So we are a cashless system. We don't give cash directly to members. We do rely on you to make purchases for them. Your org will have a developed internal policy for spending. This is something you'll want to discuss before you start running profiles. You'll also want to make sure you're tracking the spending with our built-in accounting tools. And then also setting realistic expectations with your members based on your policies. For instance, if it takes 1 week to do a check request, making sure they're aware that there's going to be a 1 week delay before they can get their item or whatever their goal is. So that's really important, just to keep the expectations clear with your members. So this is a quick overview of the process after someone has met their goal. First, the staff will notify the client that the goal has been met, or sometimes the client will reach out first, and you'll want to make sure that they still need that item and if it's okay to proceed with the purchase or payment. Second, staff will go ahead with the purchase or payment, making sure they're using the organization's internal policy. And then third, you're going to want to thank the donors by sending an update through our tool. Next, we'll go over fulfillment options, or essentially the different payment methods that we've seen work in the past. So one way is just old school checks. A really popular way is credit card payments. Sometimes you have a bill that you could pay or something like that. You can use a credit card. In-person shopping or retail gift cards. If you have time, by all means, you can shop with them on the company card for the certain amount, or issue retail gift cards. Maybe you don't have time to go to the grocery store, but you have a gift card to the grocery store. That works as well. And a really popular one is online orders, like Amazon or various retailers online. One important thing to mention on the online orders is making sure that the shipping address is somewhere safe and reliable, like your organization's office or their home or something like that. Once you've tracked the purchase in our system, you'll go ahead and send an update to the donors to let them know. So next we're going to go over how to send a good update. And these are really the elements of what makes a great update. 1, it should thank the donors. 2, it should tell how the funds were spent. 3, it should explain how the purchase is helping them. And 4, it should include a photo if possible. Not necessary, but really highly recommended and very effective. So this is that same example of Milton. I'm going to circle back here because I just really love this update. You can sit right off the bat at the top. It says Milton used his donations for a laptop. So we see how it's being spent. In the first sentence, it says, thank you to my donors. So we thank the donors. The next sentence, it says, he's going to be able to use the computer to continue his education. So it explains, how this computer is really helping him. So, and of course it includes the great photo. So all in all, these are all the elements you're going to want to make sure you're including in every single one of your updates, if possible. All right, so that concludes our training for today. Some other things you'll need to know. You will have your own dedicated partner page on our website. This is a page that's going to have a little overview of your company or your organization, and also list all of your currently fundraising members. So you can be found all in one place. This is really good for your marketing team to know that they do have this page that they can promote through social media or on their email newsletters. And lastly, we do have member business cards available. So these are cards that include their name, photo, and profile link, and they can be handed out to get donations in a more dignified way. And each member has their own template that's going to be available through their HandUp profile. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I just want to let you know lastly that the HandUp team is here to help. If you have any questions about what you saw or getting started, you can email us info@handup.org. Thanks for watching.